Beer Tubers, it's Ryan back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. I'm finally getting to some more Russian River beers, been a while, and I have actually a few to do. So first up, I'm actually going to take a look at their latest release, and that is Salvation, which, if you can see on the label there, describes as a dark ale. Now this is a Belgian style dark ale, so think quad, double, somewhere in that region. It's 9%, so it's kind of borderline between being a double and a quad, probably a little more towards the double side. And as is the case on the Shun series, they have a batch number on there. This is batch 10. So 9% big beer just came out, so we'll see how much the alcohol might play a factor in this one. But I want to do this one first, and it looks like the cork's ready to come out here. No, maybe not. Nice head on a beer for 9%. So I'm wondering if they're using Trappist yeast strain, or maybe they're using a proprietary yeast strain that's similar to Trappist. I didn't quite get it all in there. They do say on the bottle to leave the yeast in the bottle. So trying to keep it out. So we got about a 2-finger head here. Very light tan, mostly small bubbles. Appearance wise, it's a darkish brown, kind of with some red highlights. Like I see ruby red in the bottom of the glass. There is a lot of carbonation coming off from the bottom. But yeah, I mean, it's something typical double kind of color on there. Something you'd see with a Chimay beer. So I've never had this beer, so looking forward to trying it for the first time. Straight away, you can smell the yeast strain. First thing. It's the dark fruits and that spidey yeast esters that's really come through. Neither one kind of dominating. They're both kind of equally mixed in there. There's definitely some breadiness, touch of caramel sweetness, and yeah, those nice dark fruits. Maybe getting maybe a little more plum fig kind of thing going on in there. But smells like a nice beer, so I'm gonna dig in. Cheers. A lot of carbonation up front. Takes a while to kind of scrub your tongue, dissipate. So I'm gonna try to swirl this one around so I can get a better idea of the flavors, because that's the one thing with Belgian beers for me. I'm not a huge fan of all that carbonation. I mean, it works really well in food situations. It can be absolutely wonderful to cleanse your palate, but it's a little tougher when you're trying to review a beer and kind of get more of the flavors out when there's all that carbonation up front. First thing I noticed, pretty smooth for a 9% beer. The spice character is not quite as present, at least right now. I'd say this is probably about 45 to 50 degrees right now. So we're going to come back to it as I let it warm up, see if that spice notes. But I'm getting nice fruit character, dark fruits, mostly plum kind of fig character. There's some caramel sweetness at the end. I get like a touch of like a chocolate character, just a quick little touch. It's kind of like those malts are kind of, I don't know if they're using like a chocolate malt in there, but it's like they're going like it's going to be like a really nice chocolate, but they just kind of leave like just a nice hint. Finishes very clean on the dry side, which you expect with a Belgian yeast strain. Mouthfeel is a nice medium body, which makes this really nice to drink because it is so smooth. It's a creamy beer. Typically don't get creamy beers unless they're really good, you know, Belgian strong dark ales. Especially with some of them have that bit of an alcohol bite. Some of the characteristics are a little rough around the edges and they need some age. But so far so good. I'm going to let this warm up and get back to you. Alright, back with Russian River's Salvation, latest release from their Shun series. The spice notes didn't become more prominent than I thought they would. They're still there. They're a little more mild, kind of like a coriander, kind of like a spice. Not too peppery, which is kind of nice for the darker beers. Blends really well. There's a good amount of fruitiness in there though, because of those dark fruits. Still remains really smooth. Alcohol, taste-wise, really isn't there. You mostly feel it a little bit just going down, but really smooth beer. Well brewed, Belgian strong dark ale from them. And I do get a little more of that chocolate note at the end. There's a nice toastiness to the malt as well. So it's really nicely drinking Belgian strong dark ale. Probably one of the better American versions I've had, actually. So for this beer, I'm gonna have to give it an A-. I think it's a great American version of a Belgian strong dark ale. It's really smooth out of the gate, although the alcohol is certainly present at 9%. They mask it fairly well. I really think these flavors are going to develop even more and get better with some more age on it. So I did buy a second bottle that I'm going to be aging and maybe give that a try 6 months, a year from now, something like that, see how it does. But yeah, excellent beer from Russian River. They obviously brew some very fine Belgian style beers up there in Northern California, Santa Rosa. So I hope to make it up there one day. Just going to wrap it up today. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.